All right, another episode of Conversate After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's going great with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to past episodes. Make sure you tell a friend. So, Tay, let's do the icebreaker.
Yes. In a relationship, how important is alone time for you? Could you be with someone who is the complete opposite of it when it comes to this?
So, it's very important for me. And um, so I grew up, I have three brothers, but they are from my mom's first marriage and they are much older than me. So my oldest brother is 18 years older than me, and then the two in the middle are like 12 and 13 years older than me. So if you do the math, they were out the house during a lot of my formative years. So even though I have siblings, I grew up like an only child. So because of that, I'm real particular about how my stuff is. Don't touch my shit and all of that. And I enjoy my own company. So it could be difficult in a relationship when somebody, really likes you, loves you, and they want to be around you all the time. And you have to find that balance of, yes, I need my alone and me time, but I also need to make sure that they're being fed as well. So hopefully in a relationship, we could talk about it and have that balance because the problem is when you're a person that likes your alone time, then it's more likely that you may become short with your partner and then you start being mean and they don't deserve that. But on the flip side, the person who is the opposite also needs to know that, hey, just because they say they need alone time doesn't mean that they don't want to be with me. They just need some time to recharge and to get their mind right. So, I mean, it calls for clear communication, right? So that both sides are understood. But both people are going to have to be willing to be uncomfortable to some extent to make sure that neither side is feeling like this is a burden or I'm being neglected.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I am someone who loves being, who, I shouldn't say who loves being alone, who doesn't mind being alone.
Mhm.
Maybe I love it. I don't know. I always say that when I was engaged years and years ago, I always joke that it worked out because he traveled so much with his job that,
Yeah.
we didn't have to deal with always being around each other.
Mhm.
Um, and then my next longest relationship, he lived about an hour's drive from me. So we really only saw each other on the weekends.
Okay.
It was great for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could I be with someone who was opposite of that? It depends. If they're clingy, I can't do that. If
Mhm.
they're just around, like say we're in the same room, but we don't have to necessarily be talking, that type of, I can do that.
Yeah.
But if they're clingy and need to be on me all the time or stuff like that, that would annoy me.
I get it. Um, there's this thing about, and we talked about it in our group, about people being nonchalant when it comes to relationships. And at this age, I don't want anybody that's nonchalant about me. I don't need clingy either, though,
Yeah.
right? And I think the danger in me being single for an extended period of time is that you get accustomed to just doing your own thing. So then when you have to compromise, and I really don't like talking on the phone, but if you're going to be somebody that doesn't want to be with your partner all the time, you're going to have to compromise and talk on the phone because otherwise, how are you going to maintain a connection?
Hmm.
So again, you really have to check yourself and how you operate with somebody if you really want the relationship to work. Now, if you just like, hey, look, I just want to be a lone wolf out here, then you probably be better off just having friends with benefits or somebody. But to be in the actual relationship, I think, you're going to have to compromise and really overly communicate to your partner. Because if somebody needs that affection, they want that attention, and you're not giving it to them because you need your alone time, that could turn into being something that's demeaning, you know?
Hmm.
Like people could really take that personal, and it could impact their thoughts of their self-worth or whatever. So you got to be real delicate and real gentle about how you handle that.
Yeah. Um, I can usually tell from the beginning if a guy that I'm seeing is someone whose presence will get on my nerves or not.
Mm.
Because I don't I've heard this a lot from different guys. Like they'll say stuff, and maybe it's them trying to be funny or whatever. They'll say things like, I'm probably annoying you, or I'm probably getting on your nerves. I can
I say
usually
that. I say that, and I ain't never dated your ass because this is how you operate sometimes. So I can see how they
oh
would
God.
feel. Shit.
But this is what I keep trying to tell you. I don't put myself in the presence of people who annoy me. So if you really annoyed me, I wouldn't deal with you.
Okay.
And so, like,
And over the years, I have trusted your word and you saying that.
yeah, yeah. And usually from the beginning of a relationship, even though I like my alone time, I can usually tell from the beginning if the person that I'm seeing is someone whose presence I don't mind. And I do know that once I do start falling in love, those two love languages that are my least favorite, which is um well, quality time is not really a low one, but quality time and physical touch. When I'm really falling in love, I can tell because usually I want those things. But
Mm.
if I'm not, I I hung out with a guy last year. And this is a guy I've known for years, and I was trying to see if maybe so that's why you guys follow your first instinct. I already knew it wasn't gonna work. But anyway, I was trying to see if maybe something could be there. Maybe.
Okay.
But when I was there, when I was at his place and he just kept hugging me and kept wanting to kiss and kept like touching me. And after a while I was like, okay, enough. Like it was, and it is the guy I've hung out with, so I know I like being around him, but
Maybe you're irresistible, Tay.
oh no. But that's not my point. My point is I don't like him like that. Maybe it could have gotten there, but I know that I'm not like that because his touch was actually annoying me instead of me wanting it.
So it wasn't the fact that he was touching you, but how his touch felt on your body was annoying you. Is that
No,
what
it was
you're saying?
touching me. No, it was touching me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, once in a while it's cool, but like it was like the whole time we were there, it just got annoying. It was yeah.
Was it a touch? So there's a touch like so one of my favorite were me and my boy Dennis, we laugh about this all the time. You remember that old school term, heavy petting?
Mhm.
Like when you making out. So was it light petting or was it heavy petting that he was trying to get it on?
Like I said, it wasn't the type of touch. I'm just generally not a physical touch person. So if you're not a child, or if I'm not, because children I understand. Children, a lot of children are affectionate, so they'll come and they'll hug and they want to sit on your lap. That I can deal with because I have more patience with children. But with grown people, don't touch me unless it's mutually agreed upon. So it was just the fact that he kept doing it, and he kept doing it. And we were watching football. So I was there like through multiple games, so almost all day. And it was like all the time. And it was like, okay, I get it. You like me. Okay. Can we slow it down a little bit? Just
Hey, look, he was trying to score.
I know that. I mean, I know that and I get that. And it could have gotten there if he had just stopped touching me so much.
But that's sometimes hard for us to do. I remember, I think I said this on the show one time. I was out with she's a friend, but we've been there before. So I guess you could say friend with benefits, but more so a friend, right? Because over the damn near 30 times, 30 years I've known her, we've probably done the grown up twice, but we've hung out more than that, right? And I remember one time we were hanging out and I was talking. And even though I could be an ignorant ass, there's times where I could actually, sound intellectual. So there was times where, I was sounding extra intellectual and I could see kind of like her getting turned on in her seat. So when I saw that, so then I was just like, yo, what's up? So I started talking that sex talk. She's like, oh, you're fucking blowing it. And I was like, what? And she was just like, I don't want to hear you talk about sex. Keep talking about what you were talking about. I think I was explaining something that I was really passionate about or whatever. And that was like really, really turning her on. So we were playing this damn game where I could see. And then I was just, I wanted to like make a move. And she was like, no, not yet. So finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna walk into your car. You go home. You playing too many fucking games for me. I ain't got time for
See,
it.
that's her playing the game. It was a certain thing that was turning her off. And guys do this a lot. But you were trying to flip it. So you were taking her out of that moment.
I guess, maybe I should have been patient, but that wasn't me. So Tana said, I need alone time. I have two sisters and one brother. Growing up, I had no private time. I need it, all in capital letters, and he has to be okay with it. And then
Yeah,
she said, nothing is worse than being touched by a man when you don't want him to touch you.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, I guess so.
But this is a guy who had touched me before. So it wasn't that. It was too much of it. And I'm
No.
just not a touchy-feely person.
So let me ask you this, because you talked about distance, right? And a lot of times when you don't see your partner a lot, you have to kind of fill the gap with intimacy, with like phone sex, sexy text messages, things of that nature. And a lot of times, some people are more disciplined than others, but a lot of times people, they focus on self-pleasure, masturbation. And the tool with that is porn. Now, I'm not going to talk about the long distance relationships, but like say you're in a situation where you see each other often. Y'all live in the same city. Y'all see each other, 3 or 4 times a week, or you may even live together. Have you ever been in a situation where porn has messed up your interaction, your intimacy with your partner?
No, but I've never dated a guy where I thought his porn usage was excessive.
Is that because they weren't excessive or because you like porn too?
They weren't excessive.
Okay.
Because I mean, though of the guys that I'm thinking about, we watched it together, but even when we weren't together, it wasn't like a everyday thing. I think if it
Every
because
day
there
is every day is excessive.
I
Oh shit.
mean, I,
Call me
I
Kirk Franklin.
I've never subscribed to the thought that porn is addictive because I watch it. I don't feel like I'm addicted to it. But I have noticed that people can get addicted to it. I think it depends on your personality and if you have an addictive personality. I don't think I've ever dated a guy who had that. So it's never been a problem for me if the guy that I'm with is watching it. And yeah, I've never noticed the issue.
Tanya says she always believed that porn did have a negative impact on intimacy. Never wanted to sit and watch with my lover. I need connection for intimacy, not pound town. And I can see where she's coming with that because a lot of people talk about how porn can set unrealistic expectations in terms
Hmm.
of what women really want for pleasure or what have you. I mean, I think that's kind of like why I don't watch like the old school manufactured type of porn back in the day, with the fake scenarios. I like what do they call it? Not
Homemade,
yeah,
amateur.
homemade. Yeah, homemade amateur. And even the homemade amateur, they're not really homemade amateur. They're really making sure that they hit all the positions and the time, length, and all that stuff. But it's
Hmm.
it's less manufactured, is what I should say. So Jerome said, I don't watch anymore. It's only so many midgets riding cowgirl that you can take.
Silly.
happened onto some midget porn one time, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I could, they might be thick, but they got them little bitty feet. You know what I mean? And that shit, no, nah, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I think for me, I think the only danger in porn is that you run the risk of so for me, it's never really been about unrealistic expectations because I'm real about myself. I don't have no 15-inch, schlong or no shit like that. And I don't expect her to be in all these crazy positions or anything like that. To me, it's always been an enhancement or a tool, right? Because I do like watching it with my partner. Um, and I don't mind watching it, by myself, because I'm alone a lot or whatever. But I think the one risk that I see with porn is that you can become desensitized,
Hmm.
right? Um, I know a lot of guys, well, I shouldn't say a lot. I know a few guys where the conversation has come up and they talked about how sex became better for them when they stopped masturbating as much because, they were training their body to respond to a certain thing. And, when they were intimate with their woman, then they really couldn't get to the point that they wanted to get to because they had trained their body to do a certain thing. So I think
Hmm.
that's the only threat for me that I see with porn. Other than that, I don't know how somebody would define excessive though.
Yeah. Going back to the first comment you read, um, about unrealistic expectations.
Hmm.
I do think if a guy maybe not maybe hasn't had a lot of experience with real life women and he's watched a lot of porn,
Yeah,
that can sometimes be a problem because real life women don't always react how somebody who's getting paid to
right,
react a certain way.
right.
And in positions, some positions everybody can't get into, some positions don't work for everybody, it's just
Yeah.
orgasms aren't as quick as on the on screen. So, you know, that expectation of I'm doing this, I'm doing that, maybe it should be like this, when it's like, no, you have to pay attention to your partner.
Or as theatric, they're not as theatric as what you
Yeah.
see as well because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a fantasy that they're selling.
Right.
So Joe said, no, porn is just a form of entertainment. The people in the relationship are the ones ruining the relationship. I mean, I don't think it's that simple. I mean, yes, it's a form of entertainment, but it can become a distraction. It can become a distraction if you allow it to, because I think, we talk about enjoying your alone time. I mean, to me, I think that's what has made me a person that's never made a lot of bad decisions behind women. I've made bad decisions behind women. Trust me, I have. But I've never made a bad decision behind pussy.
Hmm. I get it.
There's a difference. There's a difference from when you are a sucker for love versus I gotta have it, so I'm gonna do something stupid to get it.
Yeah,
Like
I get it.
that's you got to go back to my early 20s was like, oh shit, girl, you want me to drive 3 hours? Are you gonna give it to me? That's that. Oh shit, you live in the projects, and I need to park my car 3 blocks away to come and see you. That's the type of stuff at my age right now, we're not doing no more. But I'm perfectly fine with sex by myself. You know what I'm saying? So if you getting on my nerves and you ain't talking how I want to talk, hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'll go ahead and go on X video, pull me up a nice little thing, and then I'm good. I'm going to sleep. Safe sex. So it can potentially cause problems, especially if y'all having problems in a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see it in that respect. Yeah.
Because I can just go in the other room. I go in the guest room, jack my little dick off, you know what I'm saying? Go to sleep. I ain't got to worry about, sitting around you. But yeah, Carl just said it depends. Rasheen says, not mine. How else are we going to build? And Dawn, not Don, Dawn, Dawn said, nah, son. Because it can be a helpful tool. Like it
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
get y'all both in the mood or whatever. I don't know if I've ever watched porn and said like, we got to do that. There's some
I
things
was
I'm
I
like,
was actually just about I was just thinking like to bring that up that there are times then sometimes scenes where you be like, let's reenact that little scene right there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and I've done that. You know what I mean? But it's never like oh, I want to hit this position, that position, whatever. It's like maybe like the small little details that you may
Yeah,
be like, damn, that shit was hot. That shit was
right.
right there. And that leads to great sex.
Sometimes. So let me ask you this. What if your partner had a fetish for a certain type of porn that was the complete opposite of you?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, because it's easy. I mean, like, I think it's easier for guys to embrace that because I don't know. I haven't looked at a whole bunch of dicks in my life, whatever, but I just don't think that everybody's walking around porn sized dick. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you realize that, hey, listen, I can't. If I'm trying to measure up just to this guy right here and the shit that he's doing with this 13-inch schlong or whatever, then I'm sadly mistaken. I think for women, there's a bigger opportunity because I've seen people like guys who have been married to women who are small or average build, and he like BBW porn.
Hmm.
And I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. It's just he got a little young fetish. He's a closet chubby chaser.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me in terms of size. What would and it I won't say it would bother me, but would put a question in my head if it was a certain race and
Boom. I knew you was gonna say there.
everything he watched
And
was
I'm gonna
that
say it.
race.
If you like pink penis, fuck you, girl. Get off my shit.
I don't mind if it's mixed in, but if that's the only thing you're watching, I have a question about that.
What about Latina? Hot Latina.
I would be that would go over easier with me than, you know, the palm colored people.
I feel you. Nah, I couldn't. Could you date somebody that used to date somebody down with them folks?
I always think about that. Again, I could probably give it a chance, but it would put a question in my head.
I actually had a girl told me that because I'm Mr. Man Listen Show, Black Power, Dr.
Hmm.
Umar, 100%. And she told me that she was attracted to me, but then as she started seeing my social media presence and we hung out as in a group, she was like, I figured that you wouldn't like me. And I said, well, why would you say that? And she said, well, I feel like you're just a little bit too militant for my take. And I dated a white guy for years. So I felt like you would judge me for, having pink penis. And I was like, yeah, you're right, but we could still hit though.
I mean, like I said, as long as he wasn't focused on that one race, I could deal with it. 'Cause I dated a guy who had a daughter who was mixed. It
Yeah,
didn't bother me because he and I were dating. So
yeah,
what?
yeah,
And it was obvious to me that he liked women, just
yeah,
a variety.
yeah.
So that doesn't bother me. It's only when it's, I have a specific type.
I'm gonna be. Now it's gonna sound hypocritical, but I think it's different from guys and girls. Because I think, nah, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna stop it before I even go there because I know it ain't gonna make no sense. It made sense to me, but nah. But you're right. There are guys that. But I'll say it. There are a lot of guys who will smash anything. Don't matter. Chinese, Hispanic, Arab, it don't matter. She like me, I like her. But my opinion is for a woman to go there, she is okay. So it's sort of like, a dude could cheat on his girl, but it don't mean nothing. But for your girl to cheat on you, she had to have liked that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Depends on the
So,
woman.
huh?
Depends on the woman.
Majority, overwhelming majority.
Still depends on the woman. Because I know women who can cheat and it don't matter.
Okay.
It depends on the woman.
Okay. But for you to be
I will
like,
give you that the majority cannot do that. When they think that even the ones who think they can, I will give you that the majority cannot. But there are some who can.
but for you to go there, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's tough.
So if I told you I had been with a white guy before,
We wouldn't be on the show together. It don't matter because me and you don't mess around. We've never messed around, so I don't care. But I'm gonna judge your ass. Yeah, for sure.
and I don't care about no judgments.
I know you don't. Yeah. So yeah. I know you don't. But I my mom was very militant. And I remember I kissed a white girl one time, and all I could think about was like, my mama gonna kill me. My mama gonna kill me. So it just wouldn't work. Like, cause I have guys, homeboys that have dated, had children by, white women or whatever. And, they fine people, whatever. But my thing was, I don't even know how to approach. I don't, what do we have in common?
Right. Yeah.
I, you know, unless it's just unless it's just a fuck thing or whatever. I don't, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And that
But
that was always my reason for not dating someone outside of my race. I have to be able to relate. If I can't relate, I don't want to be there.
and then you come home from work and shit, what I'm saying, Whitey been on your back all day, and then you come home to one. What I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Nah. But let me preface. I hate that love is love shit, but at my age, as long as you ain't asking me for money and you not like monumental sell out some shit, I don't really give a damn who you messing with. I don't care if you a dude who likes other dudes. I don't care if you like white women or whatever. I'm gonna have my opinion. I'm a clown because I clown everybody. But as long as you ain't ask me for money and you ain't, being a horrible person out here, be with who the fuck you want to be with, man. But I will always maintain that black men need to be with black women
Hmm.
and vice versa. I stand on that. I stand on that. So if you got a problem with that and you like the Rainbow Coalition, then stay away from me because I'm gonna always stand on that for sure. But anyway, so one more question I have for you. So you and I, we've been in relationships or whatever. We've had good sex, bad sex, you know. So here's the question. Can good sex save a struggling relationship?
No. But people try to make it save it. But no. It'll never it'll keep you there longer than you should be, but no. There's no way it can save it. I do
Yeah.
think it can help a relationship that's struggling. I do think that's one of the tools that can help a relationship that's struggling. But a bad relationship where like nothing else can happen, there's nothing else there outside of sex, it will never save it.
I see where you're going with that because I feel so whenever I talk to somebody who's been married, because I had the question posed to me when I was married, and they asked, when's the last time y'all had sex? And it had been a minute. Like we never went like a whole year without sex, but I think before like, when we like agreed to separate and all that stuff, right? I'm talking about before then. We might have been maybe 2 or 3 months without having sex. And, when the person asked me that question, it was like, that's a problem because y'all are not maintaining that connection. Like you need sex to maintain that connection. I think I talked about on the show before. I was watching one of those TV One Black Love shows, and this lady was talking about how like she has it in her calendar like, hey, we need to have sex at least twice a week. And if we busy with the kids and around the house, and it comes up on her calendar, and she was like, "Oh shit, we ain't had sex." She said, "I'm gonna go get him. We're gonna go in the room and we're gonna knock it out because it maintains that connection." So I can
Mm.
see what you're saying in terms of like why it's important, but I don't think it could fix a relationship though.
Yeah, no, it can't. It can't fix it, but yeah, I do think it's necessary, but it can't fix it.
Dario said no, but let's try. Darren said can't fix it, but it can prolong it. I agree. And Shawnee says, nope, it could put a band-aid on a gaping wound to give you a false sense of comfort. It does nothing to solve the issue. I had a friend and she was telling me about like her and her ex-husband. They by the time I met her, they'd been divorced. But she was like, up until they actually signed the paperwork, they were still having sex.
Hmm.
Like she was like, we didn't even have to be talking. Like we didn't even have to be getting along. We was giving each other the cold shoulder all day. But if he wanted it, I was gonna give it to him, and vice versa. And that shit is just so crazy to me because maybe it's because I'm a Pisces, but if
Hmm.
I ain't fucking like I told you, look, listen, I ain't got no problem going jack my shit off and going to sleep. So like you can't use sex to control me. You
Hmm.
can't use sex to like schmooze me over, whatever. Now I need some accountability and like a nice resolution to some shit. So I already know the answer to this. But can you have sex when you mad at your partner
Yes,
and still be mad afterwards?
yes.
How?
Because again, the sex doesn't solve the problem. The problem is still gonna be there once the sex is over. But I like sex, so I still want it. So yes, I can. Yes, I can do that. I can compartmentalize. I can separate the two.
So you can actually have sex with somebody. Is it good sex? Like y'all doing all the things or y'all just going through the motions?
No, it's got to be good sex. I wouldn't. You know me. I'm not gonna be with somebody if the sex
No,
if the sex is not good.
but there are times when like there's times where you go all out, right? And then there's
Hmm.
times where like, okay, we kind of just going through the motions because we gotta, get some shit out our system. Is it y'all?
It's still gonna be good to me. It'd be if the person knows what they're doing. I don't see. I mean, I know there are times when it may not last as long as other times, but the sex itself is still good.
I guess what I'm asking is, are y'all going all out or y'all just going through the motions?
Depends on the day. I don't.
And then
Depends
you
on
go
what's
right,
needed.
and then you go right back to being like upset and not speaking.
I may not be as upset, but again, the issue didn't go away just because we had sex. So the issue still needs to be worked out. Whatever made us mad at each other, that still has to be worked out.
I don't know.
Speaking of what you said earlier, it brought this to my memory. I have a friend, and her and her husband joke all the time that if they get a divorce, their partner's just gonna have to understand that once a month they gotta they gotta have sex with each other. That's how much they like having sex with each other. But it's
Damn,
a joke. I hope it's a joke, but that's what they say.
damn. That's wild. Stacy said, fix, no, but great sex can extend a bad relationship. It'll never fix it. Joe said, no, all it does is extend the inevitable. Nitria says, no, it just makes you stick around a little longer than necessary. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I get it. Um, I've had great sex with partners. I had amazing sex with some partners, but like, this white boy told me this a long time ago. And he was a prophet when he said this. He said, "Hey man, let me tell you something. For every fine woman in this world, there is a man somewhere that is sick of her shit.
Yeah.
And it don't matter how amazing the sex is. If I can't stand you in the gaps in between, nah, baby, it ain't gonna work."
Yeah, I agree with that. Sex for me, and maybe that's one of the reasons why I can't compartmentalize. Sex doesn't control my emotions. So I can I can be mad at you and have sex. We can meet, no, not meet. We can get to know each other and on the first date have sex. And I can still get to know you outside of that because sex doesn't have that emotional tie for me. And when it comes to a bad relationship, sex won't keep me there.
You
Like people are saying. That's just me though.
you gonna have a whole bunch of dudes emailing the email because she says you like to fuck on the first date.
That's after getting to know people though. I'm not just out here like just meeting people and having sex though. That's not happening.
Mm, damn. Okay. All right. Well, I got a would you or wouldn't you?
Okay.
Okay. Before we wrap up the show, would you or have you ever had revenge sex? Meaning you smash somebody just to make somebody else mad or feel bad.
No, no. I got with someone who was a friend of an ex, but he never found out. So
That 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 was such a devilish little damn giggle. You just chuckle you gave right there.
I don't consider that revenge sex because I did it because I had always thought the guy was attractive. It's just it never worked out that way. But they
Wait.
weren't close friends. They were associates. They weren't like this wasn't the guy that he hung out with all the time. But I don't consider it revenge sex because I didn't do it because I was mad at the ex.
I don't know, Tay. How'd you meet? How did
It's
you
it's
meet? How did you meet the associate?
we all work for the same company. We
Okay.
worked in different locations, but we all work for the same company. But
So
technically I did meet him through my ex, but we
see,
we worked together. So
that right there, I don't know. I don't know, Tay. That's borderline foul. Because here's the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. And my pledge father taught me this. When it comes to a guy that you know, whether you'll smash his girl or not, here's the rule. And I'm sure I've said this on the show before. If I'm getting jumped by somebody, and if he would jump in to help me fight, I'm not gonna fuck his girl. But if I feel like he's just gonna watch, right, and just be part of the crowd, whatever, then we ain't got no ties to each other. What I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and smash your girl, bro. I'm gonna smash your girl. If she, I may not seek it out. Did you seek it out, or did he seek you out?
It was mutual.
So both of y'all was foul.
I mean, again, they were not close friends
Do
like
one
that.
of them watch the show?
Neither one of them watched the show.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Hmm.
you finna get a
I'm
hate
because
text.
I was thinking I'm not even in touch with them, but that actually the ex. We're friendly. We're not friends, but we're friendly. So we do still kind of social. We're social media friends. Like we'll still send each other reels, and this is what I've talked about him. This is one that I was in a toxic relationship with. So, but this guy was not his close friend. He was not one of the guys he hung around with.
Wait, so you slept with the toxic dude's friend? So you know what that means? You are my friend. You were toxic too.
I'm not. But anyway, we kind of saw each
Well,
other
listen, I'm
out.
around. Unlike the other host on this show, I'm gonna ride with you whether you wrong or not. I'm gonna ride with you whether you now. Do I get the same love from Tay? No.
That's not true. That's not true.
No. You
That's
be on some all, oh, I gotta be fair type shit. Man, fuck that. We crew. I'm gonna tell
anyway,
you.
we were out of
I'm
town.
gonna tell the listeners a story. Tay and
Oh,
I had a travel group, and we went on a cruise. And Tay was my space partner, and I was trying to get cute and I actually reneged. I reneged, but it was questionable because I was just like, I don't know. And so for my fellas, like when y'all playing pickup ball, and then like that the score was wrong, but you and your boy, as long as y'all argue together, y'all together. So I asked Tay, I said, Tay, what you think? You think I reneged? And Tay was like, I mean, I don't know. I wanted Tay to be like, no, you didn't. So that way I could act a fucking fool, right? But Tay left me hanging. I threw it off the backboard. She didn't, she didn't bring it home, man. So yeah, it was fucked up. Anyway, let me answer the question.
Hmm.
It's not in me to do that. I just I don't care enough about anybody to do that. And I care more about my honor and my name. Cause I think like to revenge fuck somebody, you gotta like sleep with a friend or their relative or something like that. And that's some dirtbag stuff.
It is.
That's
Which and that's why I say for me, I don't think it was revenge sex for me because it wasn't about the ex. It was about the guy and I. The ex
yeah.
wasn't even a factor in it.
Yeah, because like, you know, I've been in relationships where either a relative or a friend was inappropriate with me. And I don't know if like that person just wasn't shit or if it was a test. Either way, I wasn't going there. Now, I did a lot of dirtbag shit, but that right there, there's so many women in the world that you don't have to do that. You don't
Hmm.
have,
I
you
agree.
don't have to try to holler at her sister. You don't have to try to holler at her cousin. Now, okay, now after some time has passed, right? And somehow y'all connect down the line, and both of y'all moved on, and maybe, well, listen, me and your cousin kind of vibing or whatever. I ain't gonna do the soul food thing where it's like, where the soul food was like, oh, I used to date your sister, now I'm gonna marry you. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was fucked up. They did it. What was her name? Was her name Terry, the older sister, Vanessa
Yeah.
Williams?
Hmm.
Hey, they tried to vilify Terry. Terry was the one that was getting abused by everybody.
She was.
Her sister
Two
married a
family
man.
members.
Her
Yeah.
sister married a man. Her cousin fucked her husband. And
Hmm.
her mama set the whole environment that, listen, you're going to take care of all of us.
Yeah.
Didn't she get a little sister's jailbird husband a job and he messed it up or whatever? She should have been
Well,
wrote. She should have been
no,
wrote them off.
no, what happened with that one, she thought that she didn't she helped her little sister get the shot. What
Yeah.
happened with the husband was she thought Lim was beating on Bird, the youngest sister. So she called their cousins to handle him when that wasn't really what happened. She was wrong in that one, but everything else she was right.
She should have been wrote her family off. She should have been wrote her family. Just see how you do it. How you mess with somebody that your brother messed with.
Right.
For me, because I'm a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could see maybe if it was like a jump off situation, maybe,
Maybe.
but a full blown relationship, that's grimy.
Yeah, it is.
That's grimy. Nah, no revenge sex for me because I don't because number one, I don't want you thinking that I care that much. I don't want you thinking I care that much. So nah, I can't do it. So, but anyway, tell me where they can
I
find
was
it.
gonna say one more thing. Plus, none of my exes, I've never been attracted to any of their friends or family members. So that's another reason why I wouldn't go there in that respect.
You know what's funny though? I was literally just talking about this with one of my homeboys, and most of my friends, they have good taste in women, right? I consider them like my sisters. Like there's absolutely no physical attraction at all. But they're all very beautiful women, right? But something about once you become my friend's girl, all of that shit, that attraction and me, possibly getting aroused by seeing you. that's out the fucking door. Like, no, you and this comes from, we never mind. So yeah, no, it comes out. I don't care. We could be at the pool, you could be in a swimsuit, whatever. I don't see you that way at
Hmm.
all, at all. And that's the man law, that's the man code that every crew should abide by. Now, does every crew abide by that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I don't see how you sleep at night knowing that you operate that way.
Yeah, I agree.
That's some bullshit. You got some homegirls that you know will fuck your man?
No, I don't hang with women like that.
Have you ever hung with somebody that's like that?
No,
Mm.
not even somebody that I can remember slept with a guy who, the guy of a friend who was in our group. I don't even no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't hang with women like that.
He's matured a lot, but I had a homeboy that you had to watch him. You had to watch him, because I think it was more like an ego thing for him. And I don't necessarily think that he wanted to go all the way, just he wanted to be able to show that he could get her if he wanted
Mm.
her, right?
See, that makes me question her too, but that's just me.
What you mean?
Like if he could come behind you and get your girl, that makes me question her.
Absolutely. No, no, she
Mm.
ain't shit, right?
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, the fault lies with your homeboy. Because number one, why are you doing that to me? And then number
Hmm.
two, why are you putting my girl in that position to where she has to make a decision? Okay, am I going to bring up something that's going to cause problems in this friend group? Am I going to keep it to myself because I don't want my man, going off the deep end? Um, and I just don't want this motherfucker, up on me like that.
Hmm.
So ultimately, your boy is a dirtbag for doing that type of shit. And my guy really wasn't like that, but you knew, like, if it was a chick that was questionable, he was gonna go with it.
Okay.
He was gonna go with it. But you can't. But your girl, he may get like a little bit inappropriate, but he wasn't gonna go all the way because you get your ass beat. That'll get you fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you fight? Would you fight if your chick fight your man? Would you fight her?
No, I would just be done with him. I'm
Oh,
not a fighter though. Even though I used to box for a short, very short period of time.
use the
But no.
box.
I learned how and then I did some sparring, but nothing I didn't go all the way with it.
You was gonna be professional with it. You're gonna be like the Clarissa Shields with it.
Nah, I don't think I could have got that. I don't think I would. I don't think I would have gone that far. But I used to like boxing back in the day, so
I,
and it
I
was something I wanted to learn how to do.
I trained boxing and I was gonna do it, and then my ex-wife's auntie was like, "Boy, you too handsome to be messing up your face boxing." And she stroked my little ego, and I put the gloves down.
See, I used to think that because the women used to be not so attractive, but then the Layla Ali came along, and I was like, well, she is gorgeous, but it is what it
Yeah, they definitely, have stepped their game up or whatever. But boxing is the hurt game. So it ain't nothing to, you gotta get your eye cut, nose broke, teeth
is.
teeth jacked up or some shit. It's real deal. It's real deal. Have you ever you ever been in a relationship where your dude got beat up?
Not while he was with me, so nothing that I knew about.
Same here. I dated a girl. She had got beat up before me. And you know, it was a sore spot for her. But it wasn't fair though. She was fighting to protect her little sister. Her little sister was a shit starter,
Okay.
right? So she was trying
Yeah.
to protect her little sister. And probably at the time, I ain't seen this girl in years. Probably at the time, she may have been 110 pounds or whatever. And
Hmm.
the yeah, the girl she ran up on probably was two and a half times her size. She was too something to do something, right? And wore her ass out. But there's weight classes for a reason.
Right. True, true, true.
There's weight classes for a reason. But anyway, tell me they can find us today.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
That's right. And go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Check out our past episodes. We'll have you next time. Peace.
Bye.